Okay, now we will discuss about sprinkler location requirements as per NFPA 13, Chapter 9. We will discuss mainly about three aspects: the general requirements for sprinkler location and spacing and positioning, and the allowable sprinkler omission locations and special situations as per 9.3 and 9.2 of NFPA 13. The basic requirements for spacing, location, and position of sprinklers. Sprinklers must be installed throughout the premises, so basically all the rooms within the building shall be provided with sprinkler protection unless specifically permitted by NFPA 13 to be omitted. Sprinklers must be located so as not to exceed the maximum protection area per sprinkler, and this is generally dependent on the hazard of the space. Sprinklers must be positioned and located so as to provide satisfactory performance with respect to activation time and distribution. And finally, and most importantly, sprinklers are permitted to be omitted from areas specifically allowed by this standard. And this is our main topic today. So, the allowable sprinkler omission locations and special situations. We mention here the most important situations, which are the concealed spaces, exterior projections, dwelling units, electrical equipment rooms, cloud ceilings, vertical shafts, stairways, elevator hoistways, and machine rooms, open grid ceilings, and skylights. The special situations are basically more than those, but these are the most important ones and the most common ones. And we will go through them one by one in the following slides. First of all, the concealed spaces. Concealed spaces of non-combustible or limited combustible construction with minimum combustible loading having no access are not required to have a sprinkler protection. And even for spaces with small openings like for return air are also not required to have a sprinkler protection. Secondly, for exterior projections, sprinkler may also be omitted from exterior projections that are constructed of non-combustible or limited combustible or fire retardant treated wood. Also for dwelling units, we have two cases. The first case is for the bathrooms that are less than 5.1 square meter and have 15 minutes or more fire rated walls. For this case, a sprinkler can be omitted from the bathroom. However, if the bathroom is located near a public corridor or opening to a public corridor, in this case, sprinkler shall be provided in the bathroom regardless of the area of the bathroom. Next case is for clothes closets or pantries that do not exceed 2.2 square meters and of non-combustible construction. Sprinkler can be omitted also in this case. Next, for electrical equipment rooms that meet the requirements of 9.2.6 and satisfy the following four aspects. In this case, sprinkler can be omitted from the electrical room if it satisfies the four aspects that are as follow. First, the room is dedicated to electrical equipment only. Secondly, only dry type or liquid type with listed K-class fluid electrical equipment is used. Third, the equipment installed in 2-hour fire rated enclosure. The fourth aspect is that storage is not permitted in the room. If these four aspects are satisfied, in this case, sprinkler can be omitted from the electrical room. However, I think the best way for electrical equipment room is to protect them with the sprinklers, because generally the owner it's hard for the owner to control the storage in the electrical equipment rooms. So the safer way is to provide the sprinkler in these rooms anyway. And it's also worth mentioning that the sprinkler should or its piping should not be located above the dedicated electrical space, and uh, one can refer to NFPA 17 for more about this topic. Next, for cloud ceiling, sprinkler can be omitted above the cloud ceiling if it has openings with combined total area of not more than 20% of the ceiling. So the open area is less than 20% of the ceiling. In this case, sprinkler can be omitted from above the cloud ceiling if it is of non-combustible construction or limited combustible construction. Next, for vertical shaft of non-combustible construction that have no access, sprinkler can be omitted from these vertical shafts. So if the vertical shaft, for example, have access, in this case, sprinkler shall be provided in the vertical shaft. Next, for stairways, we have two cases here. The first case, the stairway is of combustible construction. In this first case, the sprinkler shall be provided at the top of the shaft, beneath the stairway, below the landings at each floor level, and below the lowest intermediate landing. The second case, and the more common case, is when the stairway is of non-combustible construction, the stairway itself and its enclosure. In this case, the sprinkler shall be provided in two locations, at the top and at the bottom, below the lowest landing, unless the space below the lowest landing is blocked off. In this case, sprinkler shall be provided only on the top. For the elevator hoistways and machine rooms, there is one modification here in the new edition of NFPA 13, NFPA 13 2025. Sprinkler is no longer required at the elevator bit at the bottom of the elevator hoistway. It is required at the top of the elevator hoistway unless the car of the elevator hoistway is constructed as per ASME 17.1. Machine rooms shall also be provided with the sprinklers unless it satisfies the requirements of 9.3.6 of NFPA 13. For open grid ceilings, those can be provided below sprinklers if they satisfy the requirements of 9.3.10. Otherwise, they should not be provided below sprinklers. And finally, for skylights, sprinkler can be omitted from skylights less than 3 square meter in area. So basically, if we have a skylight more than 3 square meter, sprinkler shall be provided in the skylight in this case.